Okay, welcome back to the series in which I will be showing you how I got from starting out with chess to 1600 ELO, which arguably is not super high, but I'm quite happy with it and I learned a few things. I've been playing for like 2 years, so I'll just make these videos talking through the things I learned and how I got to 1600. So first of all, I always play the same opening. I always say this in every video. I think it's very important. Why? Because you start to get familiar with the common answers. And from what I understand, really high level chess players, they just know a lot of different openings and they know a lot of depth in all of these openings. And then, of course, they understand tactics and positional play, which allows them to play more freely as well. So they could basically come up with their own opening, so to speak. And because they understand how chess works in general, they can just very easily do well in most positions. But anyway, in the beginning, it's very overwhelming and it's very easy to get into a bad position into the early game and immediately lose a piece or fall for some early tricks which cost you material or even get checkmated. And if you always play the same opening, it's the best antidote to it because it prevents that from happening. Because you know your opening, you will way less likely fall for the opening tricks because you know the most common answers. So here, because I'm talking a lot, okay, checked me there. So now the idea is, first I'm going to ask where this bishop is going, which is an opening principle in chess. See, this is my half of the board. I do not want to have pieces from him on my half of the board, you see. The moment he brings pieces from him on my side of the board, I need to get rid of them immediately. Because if I leave one bishop and then next thing a knight hops in, and then a queen joins the party somehow, all of a sudden there's 3 pieces of the opponent on my side of the board, and it's going to be very easy for him to find some tactics that win material or will cost me the game. So here when he attacks my bishop here like this, I always take. Why? Because as you notice, oh wow, he broke his pawn structure. That was very unnecessary. He could have taken with the queen. But as you noticed, I put all my pawns on light squares. And I just gave up my light square bishop. See, because this bishop, after this pawn closes in, it would not be easy to maneuver this bishop around the board, you see, because these pawns are in the way. But same for him. Ideally, so he traded his light square bishop for my knight as well. But ideally that doesn't happen, and that means that he gets a bishop that's kind of stuck looking at pawns. Meanwhile, I have a bishop that can freely move in between all the pieces. So I want to attack this pawn. So I'm gonna do that starting off by knight here, and then I can go knight there. And he can just defend the pawn by going there, but this is a strong square for my knight in general. Okay, that doesn't really do anything, I think. I can just play this anyway, because trading the queen is not what he should do, because he's down in material. Oh, he's not down in material, sorry. I thought I was already up in material. That's not so good. I'm gonna have to play a more solid endgame then to win this. I'm gonna step in here, and then he's probably gonna take. Our opponent is, I think, at the moment probably 500 rated or something. We'll have a look. I just made it his account because I'm gonna show. Yeah, he's 500. I'm gonna show the series from 500 all the way to 1600. Okay, he attacks my rook. I can just slide it out of the way and attack his pawn instead. So rooks belong on open files, so these 2 files they're not fully open yet, but they're about to be after these pawns are taken. I mean, you could argue that about any file then, but I have a feeling these are gonna at some stage be open if I keep walking this pawn in. Okay, I'm gonna ask this bishop where it's going. If it moves there, it's just dead, so it's gonna have to go there. Well, if it goes there, I have to move the rook again, which is a bit annoying. It's not actually, he just hung a pawn. I just need to be careful. If I take this, then he can play that. But then I take this, and then he's gonna get himself stuck, so that's a good move. So if he were to find this move, I mean, finding it's a bad move. Because then I take the next pawn, and if he then thinks he can take this pawn, well, he can, because I will slide the rook over, and his bishop will be pinned to his king, so his bishop will just be dead. So therefore, that's a bad move. So what in this game went bad so far? Well, you could argue that's his first blunder, right? I mean, I might be making the biggest blunders and not even being aware of it. But okay, now I'm just gonna castle. I believe so. Yeah. Yeah, or castle. See, so now I have control over this file here. A rook always wants to be placed in an open file. So now I don't see a great plan of how to attack this king, right? I don't immediately think of how I can attack it, how I can find checkmate, but most of the games are like that, and it's not necessary. I don't need to know my attacking plan now. I just need to know the attacking principles, which are that I'm going to put my rooks on open files and invade in his position. So I'll put this rook there, because this file is going to be open after I take this pawn. Sorry, that was not a good explanation. So the plan is to move my bishop out of the way here. Sorry, not there. I mean, I could. Knight takes. Oh, could put it there. Knight takes. My knight takes. And then I'm threatening that pawn and that pawn. It's probably not a bad idea. Okay, so he goes for it. Oh, he's attacking my rook here now. So I should probably address that. I'll go, I believe, there. Is there any working stuff here? That's not possible. I think I'm good here, because then I can slide all the way over here and attack that pawn if I need to. Here I'm thinking bishop there. If he takes, I take. We're in good shape. So from here is just simply converting the game over, because I have one pawn up. I mean, a pawn is not a lot, but it's enough to win. And his 2 pawns are very bad. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 pawn islands, as they call it, because the pawns are isolated. Meanwhile, my pawns are all nicely connected here. I got this one outside one, but my structure is better. So if I take this, that's actually going to repair his pawn structure. So I don't want to do that. Now I can't play that anymore either. Oh, can I? I think I can, because if he takes here, I can just take there. If I move there and he takes there, then I can just take there. So I'll do that. Always need to be careful for checks when you try these things, because if he could now, for example, take this with check, take this with check, then I take, and then he takes there, then he won a pawn. Oh, in fact, he would have won a pawn and a bishop, and then at the same time hit my rook, so that would be bad. So curious what he's gonna play here. Okay, he decides to do that. I'm just gonna get rid of this annoying bishop. And then I'm gonna, I could take, I guess there's nothing wrong with taking, cleaning all the material up. I mean, it's fine. Now I can go there, and this pawn is just free. There's nothing he can do to defend that pawn. And that's just a one end game for me. Okay, I can see he can do that, but he can't even do that because I can just take that. If he takes that now, I'll take here. Oh yeah, now I made another mistake, because after that, now this pawn's hanging. He could check, but doesn't do anything. I'll just step aside. And he should start knowing now that the game is about to be over. I'm probably gonna lose this pawn. It's fine. Might go there. Or there. Go there, threaten my own attack. And now I'm gonna attack and defend in the same time. Life's good. Okay, now I'm just gonna bring my king into the game. In the end game, you always want to bring in the king as soon as possible. Early game, the king is vulnerable, because there's many pieces that can attack the king. But in the late game, the king is actually an absolute tank. The king has all these squares around him that is constantly attacking, obviously. So you're just like a moving attacking force, which is awesome. Here we're just gonna push all the pawns up the board, and we're gonna be in good shape. Okay. It's probably best for him to resign. 4 pawns down, there's just no way he's gonna win this. Following up, trying to keep them all connected. Could try there, but even if this is not gonna support it after takes, or after takes, I can just take that pawn even. Yeah, I think the end of this game is not very informative anymore. I could take that. I also don't have to. Just attack the rook. So here I'm just staying with my pawn, and then one more step, and now I can check, and then queen. He needs to go there now to prevent my check. But then I'm just gonna start walking this pawn up, and it's over anyway. Yeah, that was a mistake. So now I will just queen. Don't even need to make a queen. I can just make a rook. It's a bit unnecessary. Okay. And here I do not need to don't even need to make a second queen. Okay, and he resigns.